we do know that approximately 3 types of childhood cancers, neuroblastomas, particularly B-cell leukemias, and brain tumors, comprise about 58% of the tumors which arise in the first years of age. Now, there are again some rather remarkable and interesting findings which have been made in these types of malignancies, because these epidemiological studies indicate that particularly these types of tumors are negatively influenced by infections, which means a couple of infections during the first year of life provides a protective effect for these types of conditions. Now, on the other hand, we do know that there exist a number of risk factors for childhood leukemias, in particular prenatal chromosomal translocations, which Mel Greaves in Britain studied quite intensively, occurring mainly in utero already. Rare infections during the first year of life are risk factors for leukemia development in particular, but also for the other types of tumors which I discussed. A high socioeconomic status, a risk factor here, and a couple of others. Let's stick to those here. But protective factors are multiple infections in early childhood, an underprivileged social status, and crowded household conditions and many siblings. Now, born as a subsequent sibling is a protective factor. The first child has the highest risk of acquiring these types of tumors. Breastfeeding for more than 6 months, a protective factor, and allergic conditions have been as well described as protective factors. Now, a number of explanations have been tried. The most frequently cited one is by Greaves himself, who stated that if you are not exposed to many infections in the first year of life, your immune system is not sufficiently maturing, and you are susceptible for something which he initially called a delayed infection with an unspecified agent, which would then increase the risk for leukemic conversion. And Leo Kindlen in Oxford claimed that migration of groups from urban areas, where he suspected that they were exposed to a potentially leukomogenic agent to a high degree, like Epstein-Barr virus, which is there everywhere, that under those circumstances, if they migrate into rural areas, agricultural areas, then where the people have not been exposed to the same extent, that this may result in small clusters of leukemias. And he noted a couple of those cases around atomic energy plants and oil drilling stations in Scotland. Basically, we were not too much satisfied